Alright, all you creative geniuses. We are in a flat world now with nothing else in it but this little sled. And we're going to be going over some really cool stuff here. As you all know, the workshop update is out. And it's pretty much an opt-in for everyone and anyone who wants to have access to workshop abilities. But since we're on the subject of workshops, what is a workshop without tools in it, right? So this episode is going to be around a particular set of tools that I've created to help you guys out with your builds and with your fun, and to help boost your own creativity. Hopefully not supplement it, but boost it. So please stick around after a brief message from our sponsor, and we will get right into it. See you soon. Alright, welcome back to our Flatland Laboratory, and we are here in the load count Blackula. Alright, we are here in the load blueprint area. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to get here to this part. My biggest concern though with this whole workshop thing and this workshop adventure that I've been on is pretty much finding anything. I mean, it is a royal mess in the workshop, isn't it, guys? If you want to find something, if you want to find some tools, where do you go, dude? It's just a big hodgepodge of a million builds all crammed in there. So this is my idea. There's a few features that the workshop has added, which I have been exploring, and one of the main ones is, if we go into our Steam workshop now, bloop bloop bloop, let's dive in. We go to, yeah, you guys are familiar with everything that's there. I have to go to my account here, and we're going to go look at my workshop items, and then we're going to go into something I discovered called collections here, which I really like. It's really cool. Basically, you go through, and if you have a bunch of stuff in the workshop and you want to start organizing it into collections that make it easier for the people to use, then you would go to your collections tab here, the same way I did through my account, and start setting up your collections and sorting up your builds into these collections. Now, as we're using these stabilizers as an example, so we'll click on here and you'll see that people can actually just subscribe to the collection, I believe. I'll have a link to this collection in the video because I'm going to demonstrate what these stabilizers do. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it was a lot of fun for me to do it. And I think in our community, if we start building tools to help each other, then it will really inspire and really grow the creativity. Plus, you could also look at the tools and examine them and see how they work and be like, oh, so that's how that works, and expand upon it yourself. But basically, this video is going to go over these four main stabilizers, a heavy stabilizer, and then it just goes down from heavy to size 3, 2, and 1 of the in-force line of stabilizers. I guess the inline force stabilizers, and as well as a heavy symmetric stabilizer. All the difference between the heavy symmetrics and the inlines is the inlines are, I guess, what you would call just a single, an odd number of blocks build, whereas a symmetric stabilizer would be if you're working with an even number of blocks for your build. So let's pop out of here now that I've rambled my way through that, and let's head back into our load blueprints. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you this little sled, and we're going to drive around on it, and we're going to see that it's a bit top heavy, but it was a fun build. It was cool. I built it one time on one of my adventures, and as you can see, it's actually not too bad. It does kind of fall over a little bit and does flips, and it's fun. It's definitely fun to drive, but it's not as, wait for it, wait for it, it's coming. It's not as stable, alright, as I would like for it to be. So, if you have a vehicle, a motorcycle, a spaceship, a giant building for some reason that's falling over, sell it, chief, sell it. You're gonna need some stabilizers. So, let's put the lift here, and let's examine our vehicle here. This is about a medium-sized vehicle, so I would probably want to use a medium to lower grade stabilizer. So let me grab one of my stabilizers. This is a really heavy stabilizer. But you know what? For the sake of the video, and for not having to make a video that goes on forever, let's just build this heavy stabilizer because it is an even number of blocks. And I will take it, grab it, and just weld this guy right onto the front of my vehicle here. It's not going to be pretty, but you know what? It gets the idea across. So now I've got a stabilizer welded right on for our shopping convenience. And if I test it here, yep, it does that force-based stabilization. The neat thing about this particular heavy stabilizer, the model is, what was the model again? I gotta tell you the model number here. This is the HSM01. It stands for Heavy Symmetric Modular Stabilizer, first version. And is pretty much that if you have a really large build, you can go ahead and delete these sensors off the sides and place them anywhere you want. That's why I like to use those conduits. That emphasizes that would be a connective point, like a cup link, you know? So I would delete these, I would put my sensors where I want, and then all I do is make sure to reconnect the sensor and make sure to set it at about 4, or depends on how high the sensor is off the ground, but you'll need to play around with that if you want to use it in a modular fashion. But I find 4 to be a good safe number. Okay, let me not get too far off track. You would move this sensor to like the side of your ship, and then you would link it back to the rotation editor here that's on the same side as where it was at, and you would probably put a bearing on it because these things work better at about a 45-degree angle. So you would put a bearing on it, angle it 45 like it is here in the pre-rotation state, which is more like the setting state, and you leave everything else the way it is default. So it's a quick way to set up a balance system with this big stabilizer here. So I'm going to jump in. I mean, what is it if I don't demonstrate it? Let me see if I can actually get in here. Get rid of my HUD so it don't look so oogly woogly. And now my side roll, not so bad. So here we go. Just with a, see, I still got the front flip. Front flip's still a problem, but you know what? We can put a bunch of stabilizers on here. Okay, stabilize itself. And let's go crazy with the stabilizers because this vehicle can be so out of control. It is the perfect demonstration vehicle for all of our stabilizers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another stabilizer to handle the front to back kind of flippiness. And I think stabilizer IF03 is a good choice, inline force. Let's build this tool. And let's just weld this guy onto the side here to handle our front to back stabilization on our vehicle. Now remember, this is just for example. You don't have to make it as ugly as I'm making it here. But you could even incorporate your builds around these stabilizers once you have the stabilizer in place. So if I hit something particularly hard, the stabilizer will react and keep me from flipping forward. But then again, always room for fun in the videos. Okay, so I think you guys get the general idea. I've built a tool set style group of stabilizers. The link will be in the video. And you could take anything you pretty much download off the workshop, and if it's one of those cars that flips over a lot and just always flips over, just grab a stabilizer, weld it on, good to go. If you want to build something from the ground up around a stabilizer, hey, good to go. Or if you want to just examine and see how these things work, so you could build your own custom from scratch stabilizers, it's a great place to start. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this inspires you to use the workshop to build tools to help other people and to get them creative juices flowing again. So keep dreaming. Keep building. This is Chief Engineer signing out.